Hi everybody, welcome back to Anges Pilates. So for today's workout, it's going to be no equipment, just you and your body. It's a full body workout, so we'll be using our arms, our legs, and as always, connecting to those abdominals. Let's get started. Let's come onto all fours. So I'd like you to spread your fingertips, shoulders above your wrists, knees underneath your hips, and think about sliding your shoulder blades down your spine. You want a long line from your crown to your tailbone. Let's just start off with a little bit of mobilization. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under. Lift your navel right up, push down firmly into the heel of the palms, and let's lift the chest so the spine is rounded. Take an inhale here, exhale, ripple out. Tailbone leads the way. Surge your chest through your arms. Lift your tailbone and pull the shoulders down. Let's go again. Exhale, lower back, mid back, and then your upper back. Rippling out, tailbone leading the way. Make sure you hit that long line in the middle and surge your chest through. Let's do one more here. Breathing out, lower back, mid back, and then your upper back. Ripple out, long line in the center, surge your chest through, and let's come back to that long line. Shoulders away from your ears. I'd like you to take your front leg behind you. We're coming into a plank, then your back leg. So remember, the option here is you can land your knee at any time. Make sure you're not collapsing. Make sure you're not lifting your hips too high. You want one long line. Straighten the arms, don't lock out your elbow joints. So you're going to pick up your front leg. Point the toe, hover and hold. Make sure your hips stay square to the mat. Breathe for 4, in and out. For 3, 2, 1, lower the toes. Pick up your other leg. So we're shifting the weight. Breathe, in and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the toes. Now we're going to ripple the spine, initiating the lower abdominals to do that as we come into a down dog. So adjust your feet, adjust your hands if you need to. We're aiming to get the heels towards the mat, but remember we're still warming up. So if you're struggling with those hamstrings, bend your knees a little bit. Spread those fingertips. And let's breathe. As you exhale, bring your chest towards your thighs and see if you can lift your sit bones a little higher. Beautiful stretch. Now on the exhale, I'd like you to lift both your heels, coming right up onto your toes, and then drive your heels down towards the mat. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. Now it's not just a lifting of the heels. You want to use your low abdominals to pick up those heels. So try and activate to the core here. Breathing out and lowering down. Let's do 4 more. Exhale as we lift and see if you can bring your chest closer towards the thighs as you lower the heels. 3. Driving the heels towards the mat. Last 2. Bring the chest towards the thighs. Last 1. Drive the heels down. Now pick your heels up. Ripple the spine back into your plank. And set your knees down. Beautiful. Let's take a seat. So come to the top end of your mat. You're going to bring your hands in front of you and we're going to bring our knees together here. So here we want a rounded lower back. We want length from the center right up through the crown. Make sure you're not flaring your ribs. And I'd like you to push your knees together to activate that inner thigh. Shoulders away from your ears. On the inhale, let's go a little longer. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Pull your navel towards your spine. And as you push your knees together, we're going to lower the torso. Relax those shoulders. Remember, you're still warming up. So be mindful that you don't load your lower back. Take a breath in. Then exhale, initiate the abdominals as we round over. Looking at your navel, and then we rebuild mid and upper back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. We go again. Exhale, push the breath out. And we deepen as we continue to breathe out, pushing the knees together, engaging the inner thigh. Take an inhale here, exhale, and we scoop. So the heart part is coming back, rounding. It's a deep abdominal connection and rebuilding through that mid and upper back. 2 more here. Exhale, tuck, and roll. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, and every time, if it's available, you're trying to go a little deeper. Take a breath in, and then we scoop over, breathing out. And rebuild, mid and upper back, shoulders away from your ears. This is your last one. Exhale, roll the hips towards your ribs and bring in the rest of the torso. And make sure you're at a place where you can maintain this deep C shape. I'd like you to hug a big beach ball and lift your elbows. Keep your arms active. Float your biceps to your ears without adjusting your body shape. Exhale, pull down and activate your lat muscles and your back muscles. Breathing in. Pull the navel to the spine and breathing out. So it's full body integration here. Don't just waft your arms. Resist as you lower. Last one. Inhale and exhale. As you lower the arms, we scoop over that imaginary barrel. Look at your navel. And we rebuild mid and upper back and pull the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to add a little bit of rotation to that. Push the knees together, exhale, push the breath out. And we deepen as we lower. Making sure you're at a place where you can maintain this. If your back is loading, you need to lift your body up a little bit more. Lift those elbows. Bring your biceps to your ears. Make sure your knees don't move as you rotate and look towards me. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale and lift. So your knees need to stay level, check in, and you should be feeling your waistline, not your lower back. And lift up, one more. Exhale, lower. Biceps come back to the ears, rotate, stay there. Lower, keep staying where you are, don't lower. Turn to face the back of the room. Now lower the arms as you breathe out. And lift up. Check in with your knees, make sure they are level. Lots of work through those obliques. Two more. Exhale. Resist with your arms. One more. Breathing out. Bring your biceps back to ears. Come back to the center. Now scoop over that imaginary barrel. Breathing out. Reach for your toes now. Just relax here. And then rebuild mid and upper back. Make sure you're at the edge of your mat. Your feet are hip distance apart. And we're rolling down. Tuck your tailbone under. So we're coming back to that C shape, but this time you're lowering all the way down, bone by bone. Be aware of those tight spots in your spine and breathe into them. Control it down. Lower your head, lower your arms, and then bend your feet, your knees, and bring your feet in a little closer. So just take a moment here. Feet are hip distance apart. Pelvis is neutral, which means your pubic bone and your two hip bones are on the same level. You want a little pocket of air between that lower spine and the mat. Let's think about softening and closing the ribs, sliding your lower ribs down to meet your hip bones as you draw your navel down and towards your spine. Let's lift the shoulders right up to the ears. Now walk your fingertips towards your heels and flatten your scapula, your shoulder blades on the mat. You're going to nod your chin a little so your neck is long. Ribs are soft and closed and your pelvis is neutral. Pubic bone, hip bones on the same level. We're going to now connect to the back chain of the bodies, your glutes and your hamstrings. So take a breath in. You're going to roll your hips towards your ribs in that pelvic tuck, pushing the lower back into the mat. Try not to engage the glutes here. Now on the exhale, use your buttocks to lift your hips, and I want you to peel up bone by bone, coming into our bridge. So come right onto the top of your back. Make sure you're not on your neck. You want a long line from your underarm to your hip, to your knees. Are your ribs closed? Breathe in. Then exhale, we lower, bone by bone. Breathing out. Making sure each and every vertebra connect to the mat, lower back. And then lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. Relax your shoulders. Let's go again. Inhale, start the abdominal connection here. Then exhale, initiate the glutes to lift the hips. And you want to peel each and every vertebra off the mat. Make sure all 10 toes are on. Don't overextend at the top and feel the stretch across the front of the hip. Feel the work through the glutes and hamstrings, the back of the body. Breathe in. Exhale and melt down. Make sure you don't leave any vertebra out. Watch those knees. Lower back touches. And then lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. And if your shoulders have shifted, pull them away from your ears. A little bit of work through those arms. Inhale, roll. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Pushing down through the triceps and hitting that long line at the top. We've got one more. Breathing in and exhale, we roll back down, bone by bone. If you get any cramp, just release it. And let's do one more. Inhale, push the lower back into the mat. Exhale, initiate the glutes and we roll up. Hitting that long line at the top. Now we're going to do a little bit of a weight shift. I want you to make sure that your pelvis doesn't move. So you're going to pick up the leg closest to me and shift the weight onto the other side. Check in here. Make sure you haven't dropped your hips. Stay here. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, lower, toe ball heel. Make sure your hips haven't moved. And we pick up the other leg. Beautiful. Ribs are soft and closed. We hold and breathe. You'll feel that front glute working, hamstring, breathe. And lower, toe ball heel. This time we're going to add a little bit of movement. We're going to shift the weight onto the back leg as we pick up the front leg. Make sure your hips are level, your ribs are closed. Hinging now from your hip joint. Reach your toes away from you as you breathe in. Don't drop your hips. Exhale and bring the knee back above the hip. Keep lifted. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Reaching away. So you might not touch the mat. That's okay, as long as your hips aren't moving. 1 more, and if your back is loading, do not move your leg. Keep both feet grounded. Lower everyone now, toe ball heel. Keep the hips level, shift the weight onto the front side and pick up your back leg. Let's go, reaching away. So the hip flex is working as you reach the toes away. Keep the shape of the leg. 3 more, tap and lift. And you want to take that leg as far down as you can, keep your hips level. 1 more, reach away. Come back to tabletop, lower through the foot, toe ball heel. Your hips should be level. Now we breathe out as we roll down, just to release before we add on. Feel that lower back connect, and then lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. My shoulders have moved, so just pull the shoulders away from your ears. We're adding on now. Pelvic tuck, breathe in. Rolling, connect to the abs here. Exhale, initiate the glutes as we peel up, bone by bone. Make sure you don't leave any vertebra out. And we get to that long line at the top. We're going to pick up the front leg, shifting the weight onto the back leg. So your option is to stay here with the toe taps that we did earlier. If it's available, come with me and extend your leg to the ceiling. You're going to lower your leg as far down as you can without dropping your hip. We flex the foot and we exhale and bring it up. Let's pick up the pace. Inhale and exhale. 4 more, the hips are still. Point and flex. 2 more, breathe. Last one, hold it here, foot is flexed, little pulses. 8, 7, it's very small. 4, don't overextend the spine. Last one, hold it up. Come back to tabletop, lower toe ball heel. If you need a breather, take it. Otherwise, shift the weight to the front side and pick up the back leg. Option to stay here or extend that leg. We lower the leg, hips stay level. We flex and we lift. Let's pick it up. Inhale and exhale. 4 more and lift. 3, hips level. 2, last 1. Hold it here, foot is flexed, little pulses. Pushing up with that front glute. Punch a hole in the ceiling with your heel. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, lower toe ball heel, hips stay level. Now breathe out, roll the hips towards the ribs and slowly roll back down, bone by bone. Ooh, lengthen the tailbone away, find your neutral, and let's take a full body stretch. So extend your legs, take your arms above your head and breathe. So here you'll feel your back arch, you'll feel your ribs flare. That's not what you want to feel when you're engaged. Bend your knees for me. Your feet are hip distance apart, your heels are comfortable distance from your buttocks. Take a moment, little pocket of air. Soften and close those ribs. I'd like you to float your legs into tabletop. Keep them hip distance apart. Take your fingertips to the base of your skull and your elbows are wide in your peripheral vision. So make sure here you feel your lower back on the mat. Upper and lower abdominals with a little bit of obliques as well. We have a flow coming up. Exhale, we're going to curl up. You're going to lift your hips, you're going to lift your chest, and you're going to meet your knees to your nose in the center. Exhale. Inhale, lower your toes, tap them, lower your head. Make sure your lower back is on the mat. 1 more, exhale, and we lift. Scoop, 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 scoop. And this time we lower the feet. We're going to add rotation. Come towards me, breathe out. Watch your hips, and then lower in the center. To the back of the room, breathing out, and lower down. We go again. Exhale, we curl. Keep your elbows wide, don't let them come forward. We tap down and we lower the head. And again, breathing out. Push the breath out. Feel the lower abs to lift the hips. And we lower toe ball heel. Come to me. Exhale. Rotate. And lower. To the back of the room. Make sure the back of the hips stay on. We go again. Breathing out. Use the breath. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Elbows wide. And we tap down. And again. Breathing out. And we lower. Toe ball heel. Rotate towards me. Don't use your neck. Use your oblique muscles. And again. And reach. Let's go again. You should be feeling your lower abs, your upper abs, no back. Push the breath out. Tap the toes. We've got another one. Breathing out. Lift, lift, lift. Lower toe ball heel. Come towards me. Rotate. Back of the hips stay on. Watch your knees here. Make sure they're not rolling in. Can you give me one more set? Let's do it. Breathing out. Up, up, up. Scoop. And tap the toes down. And another one. Breathing out. And lower toe ball heel. Reach to me. Exhale. Feel those obliques. And lower. One more. Reach. And lower. And hug your thighs towards your chest. Good job, guys. Just a gentle rock from side to side, releasing that lower spine. As we stay with those upper abdominals, but this time I'd like you to extend your legs. So your legs will be long. As you give me that long body lever, make sure you're not popping here. So close your ribs, pull your navel down, and again we take the hands to the base of the skull. Exhaling, I'd like you to curl up. Make sure you're not pulling on your neck here. This is a great position. You can look down your body. Now continue the exhale as you reach the fingertips towards your toes and we lift a little higher. We hold the chest lift, fingers come to the base of the skull, and we release the whole shape down. Don't let go of the abs as you relax your head and neck. Let's go again. Breathing out. Ribs to hips, navel to spine. Exhale, reach for those toes. See if you can get a little bit more height. Don't pop your navel. Hands behind your head, pause, and then lower the shape down. Oh, feel the burn. And again, breathing out. Pull your navel down. Zip up your inner thigh. Full body here, squeeze your buttocks, reach. Hands behind your head, and we lower down. Can we do 4 more, guys? I'm sure we can. Exhale. And we reach, peeling up a little higher, don't pop your navel, reach. Hands behind your head, and we release the head and neck down. You have 3 more. Breathing out, lengthen. Reach as you lift up a little higher. Hands behind the head, and we lower down. Let's do 2 more. Breathing out, use that breath. See if you can get a little bit more height as you reach. Zip up that inner thigh, hands behind the head, and we lower. This is your last one. Feel the burn. Exhale, we curl up. We reach and lift a little higher, reach. Hands behind the head, pause, and lower the whole shape down. Beautiful. Hug your thighs in towards your chest. Give me 1 rock. And on the second rock, we're coming all the way up. A lot of flexion, so let's come into a little bit of extension. So I'd like you to lay down with your stomachs on the mat. And I'd like you to take your elbows just either side of your body. And you're balancing on your nose here. Your legs will be hip distance apart. Take a moment. You want Pilates triangle here. That's your pubic bone and your 2 hip bones. They form the triangle. Make sure they don't leave the mat. Let's come into a little bit of activation of the glutes. It's about a 35% glute squeeze as you turn your heels inwards and rotate your knees outwards. Now the beauty of lying in this position is you can feel if your navel touches the mat. Don't let it. Every move has a breath. So on the inhale, we draw the navel up and in to activate. On the exhale, we pick up the chest, trying to engage the mid and upper back muscles and keep your arms light. Inhale, we pause, and then exhale, we release down. Let's go again. Breathing in, lift your navel up and in. Exhale, try and think of lifting the chest by using the back muscles, and your head and neck just come for the ride. Inhale, pause. Exhale and lower down. Let's do 2 more here. Breathing in, navel up and in. Exhale, chest lifts. Inhale, pause. Exhale and lower. This is your last one. Inhale, navel up and in. Exhale, chest lifts. I'd like you to pause here. Take your front arm, reach it long. Try and keep the chest lift, and then lower the arm back. Take the back arm. Try and keep the chest lift, lower the arm. And again, front arm, breathing out, and bring it in. Back arm, reach, lower it down, and release the whole shape down. We're adding on to that now. You might feel a little bit more work down the spine, but it's still primarily mid and upper back I'm after. Keep your feet grounded. Breathing in, pull that navel up and in. Exhale, chest lifts. This time, both arms shoot out. Try not to drop your chest. Polish the floor as you circle. Bring your elbows into your ribs and lift a little higher. And then release the whole shape down. Don't let go of the abs. 3 more. Inhale, navel draws up and in. We lift the chest. Inhale, breathe out. Inhale, circle, lift, and lower down. 2 more. Breathing in, navel up and in, and we pick up that chest. Exhale. We shoot the arms out, breathe in. We circle around, lift a little higher, and we replace the whole shape down. You have 1 more. Draw that navel up and in, chest lifts. Feel the mid and upper back muscles working. Shoot those arms out. Inhale, circle, add a little bit more height if it's available, and replace the whole shape down. Bend your knees. Let's come into child's pose. So take your knees wide. You're going to anchor your sit bones to your heels. Allow your chest to fall through your arms, and I'd like you to turn your palms up so they face towards the ceiling. Feel that beautiful stretch across your lower spine, and feel that stretch from the top of the scapula right down to your tailbone. I'd like you to stay with your breath. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under, and we're going to roll up bone by bone. Beautiful. Let's come into some side lying work now. So I'd like you to place your elbows underneath your shoulder. I'd like you to take your legs to the front corner of the mat, and we're going to stagger them. Bend your knees a little bit. Make sure we not have focus on the underside. No bow shape. You want to lift up and watch how that shoulder comes into the correct place. A lot of scapular support here, but you're using your underside ribs. We're going to exhale and we're going to lift straight up. Take the hand onto the hip and you want a long line. I'd like you to stack your ankles. We're just going to lower the hips, driving up to the bottom oblique, lift up. Now, if you need to, bend your bottom knee. So maybe you're here and lift up. This could be the option. 2 more. And lift. Last one. Lower. Hold it up. Focus on drawing that shoulder down and lifting through here. And then set the whole shape down. Now bring your toes to the front corner of the mat. Make sure your top hip is on top of your bottom hip. And we want to lift through that bottom waistline. Hand here for support if you need it. Otherwise, you're on the hip. Pick up that top leg. We flex it. Forward, forward. Point the toes and take it back. Any back strain or maybe you need more support, bend that bottom leg. Otherwise, it's long. And I want your leg even to the front from the center line and even to the back. Keep lifting through that bottom oblique and you're listening to your bottom shoulder. 4 more. Are you breathing? 3. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, sweep it back. 2 more. Drop that bottom shoulder. Last one. And take it back. Bring that top leg in line with your hip. We're going to circle forward and back. So make it within the framework of your body, but make sure that top hip's not moving. 4 more. Breathe. 4, 3, 2. Let's reverse it. We're going the other way. Resist with that leg and you start to feel a fiery feeling through that top glute. 4 more. In and out. 3. Hips are still. Lift that bottom waistline. Last one. Now we kick up. We flex the foot and we lower down. Make sure you're not giving me this as you lift the leg. Only lift the leg as high as you can. Keep your hips still. Pointing and then flexing as you lower. 4 more. We lift, flex and lower. 3 and lower. 2 more and lower. Last one and lower. Take that leg on the back diagonal. Make sure you're not bowing here. Lift. Flex. We bring the knee to the chest and we're aiming for the back corner. In and we press out. Drop your bottom shoulder. Lift that waistline. 4 more, and we push. 3 and push, no back. 2, push, last one, hold it there. Take that arm long, we lift that leg up, we point, flex. We lift it up higher, point, flex, and we lower down. Beautiful. Let's do all of that on the other side. So elbow underneath the shoulder, stack the ankles, and then stagger the feet. Lift up, bend those knees a little bit to get up, hand on your hip. If it's available, stack your feet, otherwise drop your bottom knee. We lower the hips, and we lift. So here I'm trying to get the activation through that underside oblique. 2 more, and lift. Last one, hold it up, beautiful, and set everything down. Make sure the toes are facing to the front corner of the mat. We lift that top leg, and we lift that bottom waistline. We flex, forward, forward, point the toes and take it back. Breathe, and take it back. Think about your bottom shoulder. Think about the underside, guys. It's got to work and stabilize. 4 more. And you're on that imaginary shelf with your leg. No ducking and diving. 2. Last one. Bring that leg in line with your hip. We circle. Forward and back. Make sure it's within the framework of your body. Lift here. 4. 3, and you listen to your bottom shoulder. Let's reverse it. Other way. Keep that top hip still. Remember, bend that bottom leg if you need it. 4, 3, 2, 1. You kick that leg up, flex, and lower. Make sure that top hip is not moving, and you want to lift that bottom waistline, and you're listening to your bottom shoulder. Ooh, I'm feeling a fiery feeling in that warm, in that top glute. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Take your leg on the back diagonal. Make sure you're not here. Let's lift. We flex. We bring it in, and we push to the back diagonal. In, and we push it back. Breathe. 5 more, and push. 4, and push. 3, breathe. 2, lift that bottom waistline. Hold it here. Take that arm in front, and we lift a little higher. We point and flex. We lift even higher, point and flex, and we bend that knee. Beautiful. Come into child's pose. Anchor the sit bones to the heels. Allow your chest to fall through, and breathe. Beautiful. Then tuck your tailbone under, and up you come. Let's finish off with a little bit of mobilization. Shoulders above your wrists, knees underneath your hips. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under, lift your chest, and it's a beautiful stretch. Like we started, ripple out. Surge that chest through, lift your tailbone. 1 more. Breathing out. Navel up and in, ripple out. Surge that chest through, and come back to that straight line. Beautiful. Well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Please send me all your feedback. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you on the mat next time. Bye for now. Well,